and welcome to my vectorization tutorial. In this tutorial, I will take a sketch that I've drawn and I will vectorize it using Inkscape. You'll have to excuse the quality of the audio. For some reason on my Bluetooth headset, the audio comes through rather poor. We'll start here by opening Inkscape. And this here is Inkscape. It'll look a little intimidating at first, since there are so many buttons and controls all along the edges of the window here. I'm going to maximize it so we get to see it full screen. And I'm just going to start off by getting things set up like I like to have them. So first of all, in the Layer menu, actually first of all, let's go through and do Inkscape properties here. I believe, let's see what I'm looking for. Inkscape Preferences. That's it. Under the File menu, Inkscape Preferences, there are two settings that every time I do a fresh install of Inkscape, I always make sure to have set, because otherwise you're just having to go through and change things frequently, and it's rather annoying. So under Pencil, under Tools, and then Pencil, make sure that Last Use Style is checked. Otherwise you'll have to change your style every time you do a new line, which, like I said, is annoying. And then under Pen, make sure that that same option is also checked. So under Pencil, Last Use Style, and under Pen, Last Use Style. And all of these other settings can be based on personal preference. Alright, so now that we've got the Inkscape preferences set, I will go through and set the document properties. Now these are per each file. These will be different. You'll have to set this each time, but it's not a huge deal. I'm going to set, first of all, I'm going to set a width of an even 1000, just for simplicity's sake, and a height of 1000. You can make that any resolution you want, and in fact Inkscape is resolution independent, so you can change that later without affecting the quality or the scaling of your image. And then under border here, make sure that border on top of drawing is selected. Otherwise you could cover up the border with images that go over the edge, and if you have a lot of images all over the place, a lot of shapes all over your image, it might be difficult to tell where the image starts and stops. So I set border on top of drawing. Okay, so those are the settings for the document properties that I like having set. Now I'm going to set up the window like I like having set also. And this is something you'll have to do each time also, but it's not a huge deal. Under the Layer menu, select Layers, and that will show you a layer panel here to the right. Layers function exactly as they do in Photoshop. Alright, now I'm going to set Fill and Stroke panel to appear also. Now it's this button here at the top, which is also Shift Control F. This button, if you have a different kind of display, a display that's dimensioned differently, like a laptop display or a smaller display, this button may not actually appear at the top. I believe it'll be in the lower right hand corner. So click on that button or press Shift Control F. And now above the Layers panel, you will see a Fill and Stroke panel. And the Fill and Stroke panel is what lets you actually change once you've created a shape, it'll let you choose colors for the outline of the shape, and then also for the interior of the shape, and then it'll do gradients and patterns and opacity, various controls. You have a lot of freedom with that. So now what I'm going to do is, my document here is just kind of in a small little section of the screen. There's a button here at the top, Zoom to Fit, or you can press 5 and it will match your document to the whole display. Alright, now I've got Inkscape set up as I want, and next step is going to be to bring in my image and start manipulating it.